Hello, hello, everyone. It's Amy with Lily Bean Designs. Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. How is everyone doing today? Hey, Katie, how are you? You're going to clean your craft room? Oh my gosh, I need to do that big time. It's getting out of hand in here. Um, as always, it's like every week it just gets like that. I don't have enough space. I need like a whole, warehouse to put all the things that I have. Hey, Laura, how are you? Hey, Jennifer, welcome. Well, happy Saturday. I never go live on Saturdays, but since we are doing our club opening this week, I figured I would go live and show you the final bonus project for today. We're going to be making this fun bicycle sign. This is actually my favorite bonus project this week. So if you are just joining the club, if you've already joined, this is a bonus file that you get for joining my SVG Clubhouse. I'm going to talk a little bit about the club. Katie says she's contemplating taking over the spare bedroom. Yeah. The problem is for me, all my bedrooms are upstairs and I really need to be down here because I feel like I need to be near my kitchen because I'm always multitasking. And then of course my big laser's in the garage. So I need to be able to kind of go in and out of there. So it really doesn't work for me to be upstairs is the problem. Hey, Brenda, how are you from Arizona? All right. So we are this week, y'all, we have been live every day talking about my SVG Clubhouse, which is my private membership group. We only open 4 times a year for new members, and we are open now. We are only open until Sunday night at midnight. We've been open since Tuesday. So you have today and tomorrow, and that's it until the doors close, and they won't be reopening until May. So this week, while we're open, my members, when you join, you get bonus files. So if you're already in the club, you get all the bonuses. If you're joining this week, you had the opportunity. If you joined on the first day, you had the opportunity to get 5 bonus files. And every day that's gone by, we've dropped a bonus. So today is the last day to still grab a bonus file. And this is the one for today. So this is the Birthday Wishes bicycle door hanger that we're going to be painting today. The link is scrolling on, I always point the wrong way because the screen is backwards for me, is scrolling down on the bottom of the screen. If you want to join, you can go to svgclubhouse.com to sign up. What my club is it is a group of laser crafters. So those of us who have Glowforges or lasers, and you get 4 new files every month. Those files are never marketed elsewhere. They're never sold on my Etsy shop. They're never sold anywhere else. They only stay in the group. So you have to be a club member to get those files. So you get 4 new files every month. The first new file is a tiered tray file. The second one is a door hanger. The third one is a shaker file. And the fourth one is something different. So just like some of the things we've been painting this week have been like frames and shelf sitters and things like that. So that's like a something different category. So we are, oh, good. Jennifer says she's excited to be in the clubhouse. Yay, welcome. So in addition to the files that you get every month, you get 50% off of all the files in my Etsy shop. So if you already purchased my files, then you would get a 50% off coupon code. You can use it unlimited. So you can buy as many files as you want anytime. You always get a 50% discount for being a club member. One thing that people really like about the club is that I give you marketing photos. So I'm always being asked for my files, do I offer marketing photos? I do in the club. So you get the blank photos as well as the finished photos for the files. And you can take those and you can market them to your customers so that you don't have to get every file completed before you throw it out there and say, hey, does this look like something that you guys would be interested in painting? So you get the marketing photos, you get a supply list, which is a detailed supply list. I always get a frog in my throat when I talk this much. The supply list has all the paint colors I used. It has all the supplies I use, the fonts. It has clickable links. So if we use something different, like yesterday, we used this little fun craft iron because we did some Mod Podging of cardstock. So different things that we use like paintbrushes and glue and paint colors and stuff like that, paint pens, all of that is linked on the supply list. So you can just click the link and go and grab it. It links to my Amazon storefront. And then we also do a virtual paint party every month where I paint one of the projects live for you guys. So you get extra videos in the group. You get access to a membership portal. You get access to a private Facebook group. So you get tons and tons of stuff. It's only $15 a month. So it's a phenomenal value considering all of the things that you get. So if you'd like to join, like I said, it's scrolling at the bottom of the screen, or you can click the link in the video description. But join today, because then you get this fun bicycle bonus file. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and start painting. What I've done here is I have a shiplap backer, and it's 18 inches. I do all my door hangers in 18 inches. Oh, let me explain one thing about the club. We started adding a feature this month where our door hangers, instead of giving the door hanger file to y'all in a small version and a big version, I give it to you only in the big version, but I split it. So you can, if you have a big laser, then the big size is in the file. But if you don't have a big laser, if you have a smaller laser or a Glowforge, if you don't have a pass-through door, if you don't like fiddling with your pass-through door, I put an option in the file this month, and I'm going to keep on doing this for all my door hangers. And for instance, this is my example. This is the February door hanger that we painted. And if you want to see me paint this live, I painted it on my page last week for y'all. But this is the February one you get when you join today. So the way that I created this was, if you, like I said, if you have a big laser, you can just cut this big backer out. But if you don't, you cut it out in 2 pieces. I've got it. That's just the grain of the wood there that you're seeing. But this puzzle piece sort of thing on the back, where you can cut it out in 2 pieces and attach it together. And then this row of daisies on the front conceals it so you can't see it. So the way that they're going to be is, if it's a different shape like this, then the thing that hides the split will be incorporated into the design on the door hanger. So it'll be something on the front of the door hanger that hides that split. But if it's a round, then I'll make it a shiplap round, and that way it's cut in slats. I don't have an example right now. This one is a solid piece, but it would be cut in slats. And then on the back, we would have a fastener piece that you can glue on the back that holds all the slats together. So you can make a full-size door hanger with the files that I give you in the club. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. What I've done with this one is, this one has shiplap lines. I just took some white Deco Art paint, and I took a sponge. I just did this real quick before I went live, because it's boring to watch somebody paint white paint, y'all, right? So I took this, I buy these big sponges on Amazon, and I just cut them up in chunks, and I just did this all over this board, okay? And I'm actually not going to do a second coat, because I want it to look distressed. I want it to be a little bit faded, a little bit gray, farmhousey, you know, not perfect looking. So I like the look of this, and you can see the shiplap lines. So we're going to leave this as is. I'm going to set it aside, and we're going to get started on painting the attachments. So we have got this fun bicycle, and I'll show you the pieces. So here's our wheels, our kickstand. This is a little piece that's going to fit in here. I'll show you in a minute. And then we've got the little basket. I did a version of this door hanger last spring in the club, and we, instead of a present, we put flowers in the basket. This time we have a present, and then we have these balloons. So the balloons are going to be attached to the bicycle. And then we'll paint our letters here in just a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and get this painted. And I'm debating on paint pens or acrylic paint. So let's see. I think maybe I'll just use a paint pen on this bicycle. So this is a Posca pen. This is I always tell y'all, this is called pea green, but it's not green, it's aqua. Thank y'all so much for sprinkling. If you sprinkle my video and comment sprinkled, you get entered to win a free file every month that I give away. So if you don't know what sprinkled means, maybe somebody will chime in and put it in the comments. But if you sprinkle and comment sprinkled, then you're entered to win that free file. So I really appreciate it. That just gives a little boost for my business. I love this color. This is my very favorite color. And the Deco Art Colors Sea Breeze matches it really well. I like when I can find a paint pen and acrylic paint that coordinate with each other in case I need to use both on a project. Did anybody, I just had an idea for a business, y'all, for a business idea. If somebody would kindly do this, can somebody please make paint, like acrylic paint and paint pens that the colors match and ribbon? Kind of like, okay, so did anybody used to be like me and used to be a paper crafter? And was anybody involved with Stampin' Up? So I was a Stampin' Up demonstrator before I bought my laser. And I wasn't very big into it. I more or less just used it for the discount. But I loved Stampin' Up because the big thing for them was that they had all their colors coordinated. So their ink pads, their pens, their cardstock, everything was color coordinated. So you could make things and everything just kind of, matched. And I love that. So I don't understand why a paint company can't sell. Wouldn't that be awesome, Katie? Thank you for sprinkling. So if they could make like all that stuff that coordinated, so we wouldn't have to go out like hunting and searching for coordinating stuff. I would love that. So if somebody wants to maybe, I don't know why I'm going to put my pens on the floor. If somebody maybe wants to create that, I would love it. That would be awesome. All right, so I'm just painting the seat black. I love anything with a bicycle on it. I can't ride a bicycle that well. I'm not a great bike rider. I mean, I can ride one, but I'm not like one of these people that would go out on the open road and try to ride my bicycle. Would probably be a danger to everyone on the road. But I do love, I've seen some bicycle stuff in Hobby Lobby this year. Really cute stuff. All right, there's my kickstand. And we are going to paint, while we have the black out, we'll paint these wheels. I kind of think maybe here, I'll just do the inside with the pen and then I'll paint the outside with the brush because I think that'll be quicker. I love when I can paint with a paint pen because I feel like it's neater. I don't get paint all over the sides, but sometimes it can take longer. Are you guys doing anything fun on this Saturday? Does anybody have anything fun planned? It's cold here again. It was warm for a couple of days. Now it's cold again. I'm very over it. Very over the cold. I'm ready for spring and bright colors. Jennifer, these are the medium tip. I also have fine tip for some smaller projects, but I mostly use the medium tip. I'm sorry, y'all. Whenever I talk this much, my throat gets so dry. I don't know how people have jobs who talk all day. I would be hoarse by the end of the day. Okay. Oh, and then this little piece, this is going to fit. I'll show y'all. It's just where this, I think it's called a spoke. I don't know my bicycle parts. Where the bike fits together, that's going to go in there. All right, so let's do some black paint for the rest of those, the rest of the tires. I ordered some paint brushes. I'm very hard on my paint brushes. I should take better care of them. But I ordered some more paintbrushes from Amazon yesterday. I think they were like 1-day shipping. They should be here today, hopefully. We have an Amazon warehouse not far from here, so we tend to have some 1-day shipping items, which is really nice. Does anybody order boxes from the post office to ship their products? The priority boxes from the post office. So, y'all, I'm afraid to look in my driveway right now because I ordered boxes from the post office in December 6th specifically. And the post office is having the same problem that a lot of places are. They're short staffed, and they're just having issues getting things shipped out. But still, they're supposed to take a week, and it was 2 months almost before I got my boxes. So kind of crazy. And I had to call and figure out, talk to somebody and figure out why they hadn't come yet. And she had to push the order through and bump it up. But anyway, so because they hadn't come yet, what I've experienced in the past, Katie, you just got some from there. So is that they take a while, but I generally, when I know they're coming or they have come, I go ahead and order more because I know they're going to take a really long time to come anyway. So I want to go ahead and get my next order in. So I did that. So I ended up with 2 orders that still had not arrived yet. So one order came about a week ago. And then this morning, the order that I figured wouldn't come for at least another month, it came. And it's a big order, and I don't really have room for all these boxes, but they're here. And I figured that by the time they actually got here, I would have room, but now they're here early and I don't. And I heard the person, they didn't knock on the door or ring the doorbell or anything. I heard them unloading them in my driveway, lining them up next to my garage door this morning. I heard banging and I was like, what is that? And I look out the window and I saw the truck and I'm like, oh gosh. So now, first world problem. I have all these boxes that I need to find someplace to put. I don't even want to look out there and see how many it is because sometimes they get messed up and they accidentally send me 2 orders because one of them is so late. By the time they come, they end up like doubling my order. It's really weird. I don't know. The boxes are free. So I'm not complaining, but I've ended up with double orders before. It's just kind of strange. So I shudder to think how many boxes are sitting in my driveway. We shall see. I haven't opened up the door to look since I had to go live. So this is just black acrylic paint from DecoArt. It is really nice 1-coat coverage. All right, I think that is everything that's going to be black. So let's do our balloons. Those will be fun. I want to do, let's see, I think I'll do a pink balloon, pink, yellow, and then one of the aqua. That's Laguna. I always use that aqua color because it doesn't have any paint on the lid. Where is that one? Here it is. My Sea Breeze. I always lose my Sea Breeze. So Sea Breeze, I think I'm going to do Carousel Pink. I love Carousel Pink. And probably bright yellow. And the bright yellow, I'm going to put white underneath it just so it pops. Hello, whoever is saying hello. I can't see who you are. You have to let StreamYard have permission to share your name so I can see who you are. It just says Facebook user. Jennifer says the snow is melting. Replacing tankless water heater. Oh my goodness. That sounds nice. A tankless water heater. I don't have one of those. It's warmer here today, but the wind is blowing. That's always the way it is. We had a warm day, but it rained. And I'm like, really? The only warm day we've had in so long and it's going to rain? That stinks. All right, the yellow balloon. I have a picture over here. If you see me looking, I'm looking at this picture. I color my door hangers on, not just my door hangers, like most of my files. I color them on Procreate. I have a little black mixed in with this white because it was on the brush, but it'll be all right. I color them in Procreate and I use the picture to kind of play with colors before I actually use paint and like commit to the color. So I'm looking at my picture that I printed over here. Hey, Nancy from North Carolina, how are you? Let me not use the same brush the entire time. How about that? I do that every time. I have like a dozen brushes in my little mason jar, and I use the same brush the entire time because I love an angled brush. I love a small angled brush, and I only have a couple of them. So I ordered more. I tend to use a big angle brush and a small angle brush. And then every once in a while, I will use a round tip brush if I'm doing accents without paint markers. I'll do that. We'll do 2 coats on these balloons. Still stalking you in the Glowforge. That is so funny. So you haven't ordered your Glowforge yet? Did you say you ordered one, or you're waiting, or you haven't decided whether you're going to order it yet? I remember somebody told me they had ordered one, but then somebody else said they were still debating. And these balloons do come with little score lines on here for making like a little reflection line. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I'll show you in just a minute. How far up is my camera above the paint can? Above the paint can? What paint can? You mean like just above the table? It's right here. So it's like, what is that? Maybe 2 feet. It's like 2 feet up. It's just high enough that you can't see it on the front camera. Oh, that's okay. I figured that's what you meant. All right, so this is our bright yellow. See how that white under there just kind of makes it pop, makes it brighter. Hello, Rebecca from New Jersey. Oh, Nancy, you said you had to convince your husband. Oh, man. You have to show him all the fun stuff. Do you have anyone near you that has one that you can play with and make a few things and maybe sell them to show him that the items would sell? Or maybe, I know some people have said that their library has a Glowforge. Brenda, no, I announce it in the group what day we're doing the live paint party. I'll just announce it in the group. We've already painted all the projects for February because I painted them all live. So I'll find something else to do live in the group. I'll figure out something to paint live in there. But if you're looking for the February projects for the group, I painted them all live on my page last week. You don't have to be in the group to see those, because when we open the doors to new members, that's the only time that I paint them where other people can see them, because we're trying to, say, hey, look at all the fun stuff we're making. Come join the group. All right, so I'm going to paint the strings black. But normally I paint one of the monthly projects in there each month. So I'll find something else fun to paint. All right, we're going to accent those in a minute, but let's let them dry and we'll do our little basket. Oh, I need to paint the dot on the eye. Black. I love black because it's one coat. We're going to do the basket in brown because the backer is white. So we'll make like a little wicker basket. This color is Posca, just plain old brown. I think they have brown and dark brown in their, like the big main set. And this is all 1/4-inch wood. I always cut my door hangers out of 1/4-inch wood. All right, I'm going to do a lighter pink on this basket because I want to do, on the present, not the basket. Do I want to do this one or, hold on. No, maybe I'll do this one. That's a little too light because I want to do some polka dots on the present. Oh, he's listening. Uh-oh. Paint all over me. My friend Joy, y'all might have seen her. She's gone live with me a couple of times, but my friend Joy, who is the one who convinced me to get a Glowforge, she didn't convince me. She got one and I was jealous. I mean, I should word that correctly. But anyway, I had been thinking about getting a laser already, and then she got a Glowforge. And once I saw all the fun stuff she was making, I was like, okay, that's it. But I thought my husband would need convincing, and he actually didn't. He is always wanting me to invest more in my business. I'm the one who's more reserved and cautious about things like that. So he wanted me to do that. All right, we're going to let that dry. And I'm so glad that I went with the Thunder laser. I do have a Glowforge and I love it, but my Thunder laser lets me cut big projects as well. I'm going to do another coat. I just think this bicycle needs one more coat. Just to brighten it up a little bit. But if I remember correctly, my friend Joy, when she ordered her Glowforge, she did almost like a little presentation to her husband where she and Joy, if you're watching or if you watch this in the replay, feel free to correct me. But if I remember the story correctly, she says that she, I think she stood up and did a little presentation almost and showed him the video and this is what we can do with it. This is where it will go, that kind of thing. That reminds me of my daughter when she was little. This is my typical squirrel moments while I'm painting. I just think of these memories. But my daughter and her little friend who lived next door when they were little, they used to have they used to do a presentation to me and my husband for why they needed to have a sleepover. And the funny thing was that I don't know why. I think they just did it to be cute because quite honestly, we rarely said no because they were just easy kids and she was right next door and, they were always either at our house or they were at her house. So it wasn't a big deal. But anyway, they would do a presentation and they'd make a poster and everything to show us reasons why we should have a sleepover. And it was so cute. I wish I still had those posters. He said, "You are doing my presentation." Oh, awesome. How do you exhaust the fumes in your craft room? There's I have a vent. I didn't buy the whatever the vent is that has the filters that go in the box, I did not buy that. I vent mine out the window. It's honestly very simple. It just is, the hose just goes right out the window. It's nothing fancy. Very easy to set up. This color Posca is just plain old pink. And it matches very well with Carousel Pink. And yes, I do my letters with paint pens, because people always ask me, do I always paint my letters with paint pens? Yes, I do, unless they're big letters, because then I don't have to worry about paint getting all over the sides. So much easier. And Posca are the absolute best. Now, if you paint teeny tiny things, I do recommend the teeny tiny little paint pens I showed y'all the other day. They're called Neutop. They're these little paint pens. They come in a set on Amazon. They're very, very fine tip. But I have found that if some paint pens, if you get fine tip, then you don't get good paint flow. Those have excellent, bright, vivid colors, good paint flow, and they're fine tip. So for like some of the things on tiered trays, ornaments, that kind of thing, those are awesome. Now, if I was doing this for someone else besides like just for a live video or just, for my own house, I might do a second coat of this pink. I think it's pretty bright, but sometimes I do just a second coat just to, give it a little extra. But it's pretty bright, just one coat. All right, so I'm going to take this little present and I'm going to actually make the bow the darker pink. And then I'm going to do some polka dots. Just subtle. Just to give it a little something extra. It's hard to see, but isn't that cute? I just like to, sometimes I'd like to do like a tone on tone. And then we could also do some polka dots on the balloons, like some white polka dots on there would be super cute. I'll do that. How do you store Poscas? Honestly, when you said that, I thought I probably should store them on their side, but actually I don't. I kind of want bigger polka dots, but let me see. Let me see how much paint I can get in these big ones. I have these big giant white ones, but I don't find that they have the best paint flow. So let me see. Maybe you just need to really shake them for a little while. Yeah, Laura's saying if you have the space, look into a bigger laser. Just so you're not limited down the road if you want to do bigger things. I don't know. Yeah, see, that's not. All right, let me try the other one. There's plenty of ink in it. I can hear the ink sloshing around. All right, maybe this one will give me some better ink flow, or else I'm just going to go back to the other ones. See, I'm not impressed with these big fat Poscas. I kind of wonder if maybe they're like knockoffs, like fakes or something. I don't know. I got them on Amazon. But I can't ever get them to have like, see that? That's what you want right there. And I always make sure I go off the edge a little bit with my polka dots just so it doesn't look weird. I've been on a polka dot kick this week. Y'all have seen me do all kinds of polka dots. I'm just in the mood. I think it's just my need for like some bright, cheery color this time of year. I feel like polka dots are cheery. Get quiet when I'm doing detail work. Oh, thank you so much. Whoever said they like my designs. I can't see your name. It just says Facebook user. I wish I could fix that issue in groups. If you're watching from a group, it does that. If you don't, some people say they have done the thing where it says allow StreamYard permission, and it still doesn't say their name. So I don't know. All right, we're gonna do some accents. I keep putting my finger in this paint. It's right here on the edge of the plate. That's why. All right, let me see how my ink flow is on this white. This is a fine tip Posca. But sometimes, yeah, that one's got good ink flow. Doing my dots and squiggles, y'all. Dots and squiggles, my favorite. Alrighty, and where's that this little guy? We'll do a couple dots on here just to not leave him out. And our present. And I'm going to do some black as well. Go back and do a little black on there. Thank you, Michelle. That's so sweet. I feel like black letters always need a little white on them. And maybe we'll do our balloons for sure. The rattan tag bunnies. Did you color over the engraved name to get it so dark? No, I did the rattan bunnies with draft board, so MDF, and it's the stuff that came with my Glowforge. And I just did the draft board settings. I didn't do anything different. Super simple. It was the medium draft board setting. It's like, when it scans the board, because it's got the little barcode on there. Yep, I didn't change a thing. All right, I think we're ready to put this together. Oh, wait a minute, I'm gonna do a little black on this present. Okay. So we can get all our pieces put on here. Where did I put my backer? Oh, here it is. All right, so I'm going to start with my bicycle and get my bicycle where I want it, here at the bottom. So I'll move everything up and y'all can see it on camera. I'm trying not to get, I got paint on my shirt this week. Okay, let's see which bicycle goes to what. This one is this wheel. This one is this wheel. Okay, and then this little piece. Oops. And then there's this little, so this little guy here, y'all, this goes right, let me get my bicycle where I want him. I'm looking at my picture. Make sure I get him straight. This goes here to fill in that tire. Just drops right down in there. All right. So, our basket and our present. I love this sign. This is seriously, these colors, this is my jam. Always a dog hair, y'all. All right, this goes up here. Like that. Oh, so cute. I love it. And wishes. It's going to go here. And then we just have to get birthday. I'll have to stand up to get birthday lined up. But basically, it goes right under this top line, I think. If I cut the same shiplap board that I put in the file. I may not have. I may have cut another one that I just had on my laser. So hold up. Let me see if that's truly the case. All right. So yeah, just line up your birthday letters underneath that top line and you'll be good. Like that. So we're going to glue everything down, and then I do a wire hanger on my signs. So I'll glue everything down on here. Where's my glue? Here it is. I use stick fast glue, and yes, this is a giant container of it. I thought I would hate it, but I actually love it. Of course, it's clogged because it always clogs. Probably because I don't put the top back on it right after I use it. Uh-oh, it's really clogged this time. Hold on. Try not to stab myself with this safety pin. Okay. Here we go. And then I'm just going to dab a little tiny bit of glue on these. You don't need a lot of this glue anyway. I'm just going to hold this down for a second. Oh, there goes my camera. Y'all know. So I bought, this is my solution to this problem. I have a solution to this problem, but my solution is to switch cameras. So I would take this camera and use it as my time-lapse camera over here, and then take my phone and use it over here. But there's a problem with that. I can't plug a charger into this one because, and it would die. My phone would die if I used it overhead because my phone just dies more quickly. But if anybody uses StreamYard, or if you're curious about StreamYard, the way you get this to work with an overhead camera being your phone is that you have to have something plugged in to the speaker. If you don't, you're going to get, even if you put it on mute, you're going to get all this like awful loud interference. So I have a set of earbuds plugged in to my phone, not my phone, to my, well, it is a phone, but it's my overhead phone. So I bought this splitter thing that's like, so I could plug the earbuds in and the charger in at the same time, thinking, okay, I found that device on Amazon and that's like going to solve my problem completely. But no, it doesn't work. You still get like all the interference. Yeah, Michelle, it went off right on time, as if on cue, right? It always does that. 45 minutes, right at the 45-minute mark. Did I glue both of those tires? I did, didn't I? I start talking and then I forget what I put glue on. All right, we'll glue our letters on. This was pretty quick and easy, right, you guys? Pretty quick. Is that straight? Straight-ish. I love cursive letters because they can be a little crooked and it's no big deal because you can't tell. So, yep, my favorite. Trying to see if I missed any comments. Thank you, guys. It is cute, isn't it? I love it. I love the bright colors. And, of course, the polka dots. So cute. All right, you guys. I'm trying to get these straight without standing up here. I can't see them as well as y'all can with the overhead camera. Did the saran wrap method after. Oh, you tried the saran wrap method? That's awesome. Yeah, it works really well. And that heat gun tip That totally worked like a charm. I'm going to do another video on that. I have to come up with a project that's perfect for it. But yeah, that was fun. You can also, has anybody ever done the technique where you Mod Podge, like you put Mod Podge, I said Mod Podge on your wood, and then you don't put your paper down yet, or your material or whatever you're using. You just go ahead and dry it with a hair dryer, and then you put your paper down and your parchment, and then you iron on top of it, and it heats it back up and like melts the Mod Podge. And apparently that works really well for not having wrinkles also. Okay, so that is it, y'all. We are all done. What do y'all think? Isn't that cute? I can't wait to get this one hung up. Okay, so y'all, this is the last bonus. Whoops, we forgot the little tiny piece here. This is the last bonus that you can grab for joining today. So if you want this bicycle file, make sure that you get signed up so you don't miss it, because after today, it's not going to be a bonus anymore. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, the last little piece there. I almost forgot about it, right? I hope you do too, Katie. Definitely. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you in the next one. Talk to you soon. Bye.